the Council Countdown. My name is Hannah Nichols, Public Information Officer here with Beaufort County, and joining me today is Brian Bauer, who is our Interim Director of Engineering, and he is here to tell us about an exciting event.
Thanks, Hannah. Yeah, we want to talk about the first annual Low Country Regional Public Works Training Conference. It's going to be held September 26th from 9 to 3:30 at the Buckwalter Recreation Center over in Bluffton.
That's awesome. Now, what kind of population or audience is this event geared towards?
So this is going to be looking at professional engineers and public works our professionals in the area. It's going to be a good opportunity for them to come out, find out what's going on regionally, get some continuing education credits, sponsored by the Low Country region of the South Carolina APWA and the Beaufort Regional Civil Engineers Club.
Awesome. Now, do those organizations often partner with Beaufort County?
This is the first time, and hoping to become a more oncoming thing to partner together and get some more opportunities out there like this for professionals in the area.
So where can people register if they are interested?
The APWA has posted it to their website. It's on our LinkedIn for the Beaufort Regional CE Club as well, and they'll be going out, sending more information out about that.
That's awesome. Well, that sounds great. Thank you so much for sharing. Now, you said this was next week?
The 26th, yes.
The 26th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Buckwalter
Recreation
Center. Awesome. Well, thanks so much for telling us a little bit about that. Here to tell us a few more insights about this event is Mark Johnson, who is the project engineer for Beaufort County. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Sure, Hannah.
We appreciate you coming on. Now, what makes a conference like this necessary for our area?
Well, this is something that I've been working on personally for about a year now. I'm the immediate past president of the Low Country branch of the APWA, and one of the things that I wanted to accomplish was outreach to our smaller communities. The larger cities and counties are all represented very well. And go to the conferences that we have that offer these trainings, but not so much the smaller communities. So what this will do is offer an opportunity for the engineering and public works professionals to get some professional development credits, which they need to keep their professional credentials. We're hoping to get, and we have had some people sign up from Colleton, Hampton, and Jasper counties and the small and medium-sized communities that are there. We've also invited our partners here in Beaufort County, and we're very excited to be able to put this on.
It certainly sounds exciting. What could a participant expect to see in regards to programming?
Well, we're going to have 3 different education tracks, one for roadways, one for stormwater, and one for environmental issues. And you can see things like we're going to have a representative from SCDOT give us an introduction, SCDOT 101, how to deal with them, what they do, what they don't do. We're going to have some folks from the Beaufort County Solid Waste and Recycling come and explain their program and how that can be reproduced in other counties and other areas. We're also going to have some folks from the stormwater industry come and talk about some practices that they have that are new. We're also going to have some case studies of different projects in the area that have been done, lessons learned, that sort of thing from engineers. And we're going to have some demonstrations. We're going to have a drone demonstration that I'm very interested in. We're also going to have a heavy equipment show, so some of the public works folks from the other communities can see what's available out there, costs and ways to rent. We're also going to have a demonstration of how to put together concrete pipe properly. So there's a little bit of everything in there for all the folks involved with engineering and public works in this low country area.
It sounds like these are really targeted educational tracks, but can anyone attend the conference, or is it closed off to the public?
Well, I don't know that the public would really be interested. It's very dry, technical stuff. But it will be live streamed on BCTV, and everything will be recorded and archived by Beaufort County, which is good not only for the public, but for our professionals, some of whom, can't make it. Some of these smaller communities have a very small public works or engineering department, and not everybody can leave for a whole day. So this gives folks an opportunity to participate, but later at their own leisure.
Okay. Now, you said it was dry, but you also mentioned a drone demonstration. So those two things don't quite sound the same. How does a drone apply for public works?
Well, that's one of the things I'm interested to find out. I know from other communities like the city of Greenville, they have very successfully used drones in their stormwater program to map out some of the streams and watersheds that they have up there. And it can be used for the same thing here, or really anywhere. And it really gets to be important for some of the areas that are very difficult to reach on foot because of the terrain or because of the vegetation and that sort of thing, whereas a drone can fly into some pretty tight spaces and help us not only identify where these structures are and these features, but also if there's a blockage or something's broken, we can find out quickly and then go in and fix it.
See, that sounds fascinating to me. And so if anyone's looking for more information, where could they go? Maybe to register, maybe to learn more?
Well, as Brian said, you can go to the South Carolina chapter of the APWA or the Low Country branch. We're on social media, so you can look us up. And the APWA is the American Public Works Association. It's a national organization. But we're on the state media websites, social media, and also the local civil engineering club has put it on their social media, LinkedIn and Facebook as well. You can go there. I believe Beaufort County is also going to put something out, a link so that folks can live stream it if they wish, which would be much more comfortable, I think, in your living room than actually being there for some folks.
Usually is. Well, it sounds awesome, and we hope that you guys have a great turnout. Is there anything else you'd like to share with our viewers?
Just that Beaufort County is really the best place to work and a real powerhouse in this lower corner of the state, and I'm excited for being here, and I'm excited for the important work that is going to be done in the future here at Beaufort County.
Well, we thank you for being a part of it, and I appreciate you sharing with us today.
Sure.
Now, would you like to hang out while I do announcements, or head on out?
I'll hang out.
Okay. Well, we thank you for hanging out. Like we said, this is today's council countdown. We have a public facilities and safety committee meeting starting here at 3 p.m. And we have a pretty short agenda for that, but then they are going to run straight into a special called county council meeting at 4. And then we'll see what comes out of that. Likely no action, I've been told, but you never know. So what we want to make sure all of our viewers at home know, I keep saying it, we say it every week, but it bears repeating, especially as we have a potential tropical cyclone off of the Atlantic right now. But hurricane season runs from June 1 to November 30th, and we want you to prepare now before a storm hits. This is a great opportunity to see what long-term preparations your family, your home, your property needs, and you can get those taken care of before a storm is on its way. So we want to remind you to know your zone. In South Carolina, state and local officials issue hurricane evacuations based on zones in coastal counties. And knowing your hurricane evacuation zone will help you leave more efficiently, more quickly, and less stressfully should you have to. You can download South Carolina's Emergency Manager mobile app and the Hurricane Guide for South Carolina online. We'd like to also remind you to prepare your home. Now is a great time to do a safety check and make sure that your home is best able to withstand the effects of that hurricane should it come. Have your roof inspected. Double check hurricane shutters and make sure that your insurance policies cover the potential damages that hurricanes can cause. Make a list and take photos of your belongings as records. Check your insurance policies now to make sure your policies cover what you need. Remember your evacuation route. Be aware of the closest evacuation route ahead of the upcoming hurricane season. This will allow for a more efficient and safe route out of the hurricane's path. Once you've learned your route, stick with it and rely on it. Don't use your GPS, rely on those blue hurricane evacuation signs. We need community members here in Beaufort County to serve on several county boards and commissions. Beaufort County boards and commissions are council-appointed volunteer spots. Those are opportunities for community members to share their expertise, give their input and their ideas. The boards and commissions help county council anticipate, fund, and provide a cost-effective level of service. Beaufort County's population grows daily, we all know this, and that growth means increased demands on services, programs, infrastructure, and an increased need for preservation and protection of our natural resources. Some of the vacancies are limited to specific districts, some of them are county-wide, some of them require specific education and expertise, others just require your enthusiasm and your thoughts. You can see the entire list of volunteer opportunities at BeaufortCountySC.gov. Also next week, as we share about events, Nexus Care of Beaufort County is hosting a Recovery is Worth the Walk event to raise awareness and support for September as National Recovery Month. That walk is going to be next Thursday, September 19th. This Thursday, I said next Thursday. No, it's this Thursday, September 19th from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. It's going to be at Battery Creek High School, and it is free and open to the public. You can register now online, or you can just show up. Speaking of great walks and events, you can run the runway at one of our most unique 5K races here in the Low Country. The Flying Frog 5K is going to be at the Beaufort Executive Airport on October 12th. You can sign up for that now at RunSignup or groundedrunning.com. All registrants get a medal, and we look forward to seeing you there. The Beaufort County Assessor's Office is hosting multiple community events at county library branches to allow the public an opportunity to meet with staff and ask questions about real property. Every community event is going to be from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m., and you can check BeaufortCountySC.gov for the locations and times. If you are just now tuning in, we appreciate you. We are getting ready for a public facilities and committee meeting here at 3 p.m., and that is going to be immediately followed at 4 by a special called County Council meeting. We appreciate you tuning in to BCTV today, and we hope that you stay tuned. I've been Hannah Nichols, Public Information Officer.
go. Awesome. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for coming to the Public Facilities and Safety Committee. Today, September 16th, 3 p.m. Do we have an echo? Is it better? Bear with me, guys. I'd like to go ahead and call this meeting to order. In the meantime, while they're working on that, so please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands.
2024.
I'll make the motion.
Thank you, Tab. I guarantee that she read them.
I read them.
Joe made the second. Thank you very much. And we will move on to number 6. We do have a couple items here. I saw, or a couple people that signed up. We have 6 people. We'll go ahead and let all 6 go. I know that none of the 6 have anything to do with what's on the agenda. People are looking to speak for the meeting later on. That's fine. We'll allow it since we don't have a public comment section on that special called meeting. We'll just go straight down the list. Ms. Blunt? Yeah, you're good. And as always, there'll be 3 minutes on there as well. The first ding is a 30-second marker, so just keep going until you hear the second one.
Okay. Greetings, Council. Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Jindia Blunt. I am the founder and CEO of Mid-Cities Youth Sports Association and the Henry Clay Foundation. I just came here before you today just to reiterate my comments from the last meeting and my support of...
Ms. Blunt, excuse me 1 second. We're having trouble hearing. We want to make sure we hear everything you have to say. Can somebody help her with this mic before we go any further? All right, just give it a second because we don't want to miss anything that anybody wants to say.
Unless you want to really yell.
You can yell.
She looks
She
too
said, not
soft-spoken.
today.
Yeah,
Not today.
she's too soft-spoken.
Sorry about that. I'm having trouble hearing as well.
Spoke before about my position on certain things that was before council, but I also want to say that I am, first of all, a 100% disabled Navy veteran, and I provide free VA disability claim assistance within the community to veterans in the community, assisting them with their VA claims. I also provide mentorship to roughly 50-plus kids in the community. I have a multi-sports AAU organization, as well as I do after-school tutoring and a plethora of other opportunities that I'm making available with the support of individuals and organizations in the community. I want to bring to the attention of the council people here that I am running into some issues supporting some of the students in the program who are members of Beaufort County School District, who are students in Beaufort County School District. And that is some of these issues are including, but not limited to, graduates having funding with having issues with housing once they do get to college, books for school, scholarship and tutoring efforts for once they get to school, transportation to and from, efforts that we are giving the kids like tutoring and mentorship and a plethora of other things that we are having issues with within the community. These are just a few of the examples of why I feel as though issues that we bring forward to you guys in the community about resources, access to resources, which is something that I'm seeing that these kids need, are extremely important to me. Because since I am a newcomer in the community by my own admission, I have done nothing but give and add and try to at least add value to the community that I'm trying to make more popular in the community. So thank you for your time.
Thank you. Mr. Brown?
Yes, I'm Roy Brown, and I'd like to talk about the work that we do at Sea Island, 808 Sea Island Parkway. The work we do at Sea Island Parkway is very, very important to the young children in the community. We do, and the older adults, because just like Jindia said, I'm a veteran, And we catch the devil here in Beaufort trying to get veteran claims done and stuff done for veterans, homeless for young ladies. I tried to work on a program for homeless for young ladies a long time ago, but Beaufort County said they didn't have any money to spend on that. So, but we work on claims for veterans. We do taxes for helping people with their taxes and show them how to pay their taxes, how they can save money to pay their taxes in the next year. All this is done at 808 Sea Island Parkway. Also, we work with the young people again in mentoring, in trying to learn how to make nets, trying to learn how to do things that their families did. We do try to do a little history on each of the neighborhoods. We started a little country store out in on the back road of St. Helena, the old Miller grocery store. Out there, it's like a desert, like the young lady said before. It's like a desert for people to buy food. No grocery stores, no gas station, not even a laundromat, nothing like that is out there in that area. So 808, we try to focus on helping the young ladies that own the store, Miss Mack, focus on trying to get those type things done. Appointments on stuff that the county does, and we get people from the treasurer's office, the auditor's office, to come out and give classes in that area. So 808 sponsors a bunch of stuff in Beaufort County and help with a lot of people. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Brown. Mr. Reeves?
That's me.
Oh.
No, I'm kidding. I'm just kidding.
Hi, how are you?
Very good. Thank you, County Council, for allowing us to speak today. Again, my name is Craig Reeves, and I wrote you guys all a letter, and it was emailed on Saturday. I hope you all have received that, and if you haven't, I would appreciate your consideration of the letter that I sent to you. Basically, I feel like that maybe the consideration of Village Creek and what happens on Village Creek, you know, compared to the development of how Pine Island could be developed, the CPO, in my opinion, and talking with other fishermen who navigate that river, you know, on a daily basis to make a living, we're scared to death of what the CPO would allow, which is 150 or 60 houses and potentially 100 docks on our creek, which would be very detrimental. And I've been at a lot of these meetings, and I hear people say, well, we want to save the ocean and save the creek. Well, obviously, setting 80% of that property aside as green space and a reduction of docks by 90% and a reduction of houses by 60% makes sense to me. So I haven't been able to speak a lot at those meetings. It's kind of hectic on those Monday nights when everybody's here, heckling each other. But I appreciate the opportunity to speak, and I really wish you guys would consider the commercial fishing side of this debate. And like I said in my letter, my family moved here in 1992, so 32 years ago. We've been, and my dad was shrimping since the 60s, so we've been in the seafood business for a long time, and there's 3 generations in our family working right now. So there's a lot of history on Village Creek, but there was 100 boats shrimping in Beaufort County when we moved here.
How are you today?
Good afternoon, Council. My name is Inez Miller. I'm a resident of St. Helena Island. I ask that you continue to protect St. Helena, protect the CPO. Last week, Friday, a land retention program was held at Penn Center for many of the things that you heard today that is just starting to come about when we've been doing this at Penn Center for many, many years. If people need a place to come to, they can always come there at Penn Center, and there's other resources in the community. I am a family member of Seaside Mini Market. A lady came before you and said her name was Sandra Mack. She is from Louisiana, that area, Ann Fripp, we call it, is not a desert. The family members, the Millers, the Macks, they get together, and other family members, when people needed septic tanks in that community and they didn't have it, that community always came together since and I'm in my 60s now, when I was in my 40s, and rallied together as a community to give each and every one what they need in that community. So that is not so. Please continue to uphold the CPO. We want to continue to be like the famous movie that was here, Forrest Gump, where Bubba Gump named a bunch of the different shrimps you can have. We want to continue to have oyster stew. We don't want to, like Councilman Glover said, he had, some type of shrimp and grits in another area. We want to be able to have those things protect our oceans. If you take your phone, and many of us have one, and Google golf courses and see what it does to the environment. That CPO was written to protect the environment. It is not good in those waters. And this is how people make their living that's retired, and it's recreational. We want to continue to do that. So please uphold the CPO. The CPO is the law. How is it that it's changed with someone who has money? That's wrong. Come on now, we elect each and every one of you. One fisherman spoke. I don't see a petition written when you have over 20,000 signatures of other boaters and
lifelong member or family member of St. Helena. I lived here my father made a living in that ocean out there. And like she said, if you put a golf course on there, you're going to feed the grass with poison. So the poison is going to leak off into the ocean, And some of us, when we need different things, we go to Penn Center. They have a lot of stuff over there that we use. So why put a golf course over here? That means increase in our taxes. Mr. Glover, he has a position, yes, with the council. I have called, just for them to clear out a ditch drainage on my property. Did he respond to it? No. He has never responded to it. So he's not a representative of us on St. Helena. Not at all. Not at all. But for this, we don't need this. We don't need that golf course on St. Helena. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. White? Hi, how are you today?
I'm great. How are you?
Doing well, thank you.
My name is Teresa White. I am the founder and chief executive officer of the Pan-African Family Empowerment and Land Preservation Network. And I know later today you will be going into executive session to discuss Pine Island Golf Course. And I would like to ask that you not take a vote on that today, that you delay it and allow the public to see what is actually being presented to you rather than just giving us a 5-minute summary. Let the community see what's being offered before you take a vote. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, with that, we will close our citizens' comment period and we'll move on to our Assistant County Administrator report. Mr. Robinson, how are you today?
I'm well. How are you today?
Always a good day.
All right. Well, public safety is marching right along. There's plenty of things to do. I invited this afternoon Tallulah McGee is here to talk about things going on in animal control. She's going to talk to you about some coyotes, which are a growing nuisance around Beaufort County. So she's going to talk to you about that for a few minutes and some workshops.
Around there, they had some animals killed recently as well. And, my grandfather worked for Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency. I was a hunter, believe it or not, as a younger child. And there's a problem. Charlotte Island, as you can see on that map, is the marsh connects to Mink Point. And so, in my opinion, because I'm not DNR, and I think DNR would love to get involved, and I've talked to them about maybe seeing what these islands that the county bought are harboring. My thing is, I think they have dens there. They're coming in contact with people. And so if the county could maybe look into getting a trapper out there or a DNR representative to see what's going on. And that's just, again, as John Robinson said, we don't do wildlife, but we do agree this is a public safety issue. And so it's just something that I wanted for y'all to understand. We are doing sightings. We're getting them all over the county. If you go down 170, I used to see a lot of deer hit by cars. I don't see that many anymore. I wonder what's happening on Lemon Island. So again, we need to assess our wildlife. There's a way that DNR would work with us. We met, I talked to them many times just about that situation. So that's what I was bringing up, because I know y'all have more things to do today, but that's one thing I did want y'all to keep on your radar. The wildlife campus, which we'll discuss, later, we'll get on the agenda. I talked to them, it is something needed. Again, we're dealing with a lot of issues in this county concerning wildlife, but we are working with DNR to maybe come up with an ordinance that would have a permit where people get permitted to have rehab, that they could be the rehabbers, so we can make sure, animals are in the right hand. And again, I've talked to DNR, and they agree that this would be a good step for Beaufort. It would be a free permit, but it'd be a class. We have donors already in place, ready to assist and help. So hopefully we'll come forward soon with it on the agenda. Do y'all have any questions?
Mr. Chairman, I'd just like to make a comment. This is in my district, Mink Point. I know the Wilsons personally, and they do have a farm. I'm very aware of this. I've heard coyotes at Southside Park. I have constituents in Shell Point who have sighted and taken pictures of coyotes. People's pets are getting killed. Your chickens, lots of things are getting killed that shouldn't be killed by these
municipalities. There's no culling of the herd to bring it into balance. So it's just something, we're bringing, John Robinson are bringing to your attention that this is something that we really need to address.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So south of the Broad, in Sun City, we have coyotes and fox dens. And one thing we're seeing is a really large number of animals, including, what do you call them? The feral pigs, the big ones. They're coming because of all of the tearing down of the trees for Hardyville, Margaritaville, and so on. And so we're seeing more of this wildlife. What I liked is your chart here. Check what's on your property: pet food, bird feeders, animal feeders, fruit trees, large bushes. These are contributing to the critters coming, but I don't know what we do with the coyotes, the fox, the feral pigs are trashing people's lawns. We're having this problem as well.
Yeah, and it's just, and again, that's where I think we can look to DNR and get a game plan for this county, because Charleston, I saw that on Sullivan's Island, and somebody's here from Charleston, but that they have coyotes are pressed to, and again, we don't have hunting, and you gotta balance and get things in balance, and with all the development and all the issues with building around here, we're just, it's just something we need to address, sooner than later.
Mr. Dawson?
Tallulah, these animals are wild, and they're a threat not only to animals, but to humans as well.
Correct.
And with all the sightings, and I understand that it's populated in the municipal communities, but out in the unincorporated areas of Beaufort, they're showing up also.
Correct.
So is it illegal to kill them? Do we wait until?
They're not protected.
No, yeah, it's not protected. You just have to make sure you're on your land. Like, I have a night permit on my property. And so, and you have to go through DNR, and they're very, they'll explain to you, but, I have a night permit. But that's the thing is, unincorporated, we take care, if I see a raccoon, we can dispatch it. People in the city, they don't know what to do. They can't disarm a firearm. They can't afford trappers. And so, that's where the county needs to get, basically to look at county property too, because y'all have protected so much land, which I really appreciate. And I wish you'd protect more and more. But again, we've got to see what's going on that property, because we might be harboring dangerous animals that are, because there's no hunting. And DNR is a good stepping stone to say, look at to maybe doing a permit hunting on property, but the county property's harboring these animals. That's what I'm seeing with all these sightings. They're coming from property that's protected.
Trying to rack my brain. Wasn't there a time, not saying this is the solution, but wasn't there a time when they did that in Sea Pines with the deer?
Yes.
That they went and did it for like a couple weeks, right?
Yes, Spring Island used to do it a long time ago. They'd have a hunt.
Yeah.
And again, with the shelter world, it's euthanize or spay neuter.
Yeah.
But with wildlife, you have fishing and hunting. And so we're just out of balance, and so that's why we need to bring something in.
Is this something you think that they should consider in these high populated areas?
Oh, I definitely think so. And I think DNR could give us maybe more insight of, is there somebody we can get to come in and assess through looking at SCAT? Which is, you know, I look at
The population
tracks.
is really out there,
Yeah, but I tell you what, marshes, I look at tracks, I enjoy tracks, and I can get with Tony Mills and people that do this, you know, all the time, and just see what we're looking at in the county and the marshes. Because I am seeing less deer tracks in my area, Ladies Island, and more coyote tracks.
Yep.
So,
Thank you.
Mr.
Oh,
Chairman, yeah,
yes, sir,
just one
sir.
quick question. I'm listening for recommendation from DNR. Are you gonna pursue recommendation for us from DNR, or how do we move forward with that?
John will answer that question.
Yeah.
Thank you. So the program Tallulah is talking about is really having residents help the county identify areas where wildlife nuisance problems are. And then once we can put some fact behind these nuisance areas, then we can begin to work with DNR to find the correct solutions to manage the wildlife in those areas. I hope that answers your question.
Okay, sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Could
Thank
they
you.
maybe have a culling program like they do deer culling, alligator culling? Can't we do fox?
There are a lot of programs out there.
Yeah.
Beaufort County's responsibility is for domestic animals.
Yeah.
So when we reach into the wildlife area, it's outside of our scope of work. So we can collect that information and then work with other agencies to address the issues. But there's a lot of things out there. Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Chairman, when
Tab,
did
you
the,
going hunting?
just curious, when did the alligator become domestic?
No, it's not. No. They do get in swimming pools, though. I've seen it.
You're going down that road on your own there,
Yeah.
Reese. I'm staying out of that one. Anything else, Mr. Robinson?
But I'll give you the rundown. So what this is Palmetto Breeze, our transit partner in the region. They are looking for space. So currently, they have about 40 buses in the fleet, and a lot of those buses go home each and every night to the driveways where the bus drivers live, a lot of them being on St. Helena. And so what they're looking for is twofold, is a storage lot and then a security lot. So one, that'll be the place where workers start in their day, and then also they're secure more than they are in the driveways. So this came about just through general discussions with Palmetto Breeze and in discussions of what available areas they were looking for and what properties we might have. They're looking for something north of the Broad in the Beaufort, Port Royal area. They're looking for 4 or 5 acres, and we said, well, we have 1 acre here that's an old convenience center that's not being utilized. Would that be of use? I don't know that it'll be able to store all of their vehicles, but more than what's currently being stored. So we went through that, and they said, yeah, this would be a suitable property. And so what's before you is a lease agreement for a nominal rate. In order for them to have this lot, we would demo out the old convenience center use and have it as a storage lot and redo the fence and then provide it for them for their use thereafter.
And just because you and I were talking a little bit during the review, the contract itself it's $1, right?
Yeah, $1.
Yeah, it's just to have it down on the paper, and this is a use for the community, for the public transportation. And the agreement for us to be able to use it, it's property we're not even using anymore.
That's
So-
Upgrades.
Yeah, so we're doing, cleaning it up right now, just in General Wood Public Works. And then we're getting quotes. We're getting 3 quotes for the improvements of the fence. So I don't have an estimate back yet, but it would, what is being proposed is to redo the existing fence. And then the back end doesn't have, it's a triangle shaped property, doesn't have a fence to secure that, and then 2 manual gates.
Will they provide security, or we're gonna have to provide it?
They will. So the intent is that we would do those initial upgrades, and then it would be theirs. If they want to do something above and beyond that, make it automated gates, whatever they choose, they would do that as the leasing.
and we talked about before, it's their insurance. They would have to provide their own security if they wanted to, and also any type of damage or anything like that. That's Palmetto Breeze. We are just giving them the contract for the land to utilize property that we're not currently using.
That's right.
Can this be done with no objection?
Yes.
And I see no objection. That will pass unanimously.
Mr. Chairman, just one thing. Monday, September 23rd is the World Car-Free Day. Does anybody know about that?
No, I've never heard of that.
I just saw it coming in, but it's World Car-Free Day. So take the breeze and then post your experience on social media. So that's Monday the 23rd.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, moving on, number 9, recommend approval request to purchase a CAT 308 mini hydraulic excavator. Impact is $154,000 and change. Funding has already been approved in the stormwater account. Just pull it up on the screen if we could. Do we still have that picture of the one we had before? Or I think it was our old one that we had a picture of. But ours is past the life expectancy already by 2 to 3 years, so we're definitely due for it. Do we have a motion to put this on the floor?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Awesome. Motion and a second. Before you even ask Tab, no, you can't drive this one either.
No, it sounds a little scary, but we are saving $46,000.
Yes, and we will also, we talked with Mr. Robinson, who, when we're looking at a lot of our finances of these, anytime we have property that we have that are tools, equipment that we send to auction, we're gonna start bringing forward to the public as well, so they can see the money that we're getting back for selling our old equipment. This is our one we currently have. The plan for this one will be go up to an auction to recoup some of that money as well. Any other questions on that one? Can this be done with no objection?
Yes.
And I see no objection on that one. That will be approved as well. Number 10, recommend approval of council of a change order to Davis and Floyd for RFP 092420TE, Ladies Island Access Road Design and Engineering. Jared, do you want to present on that one real quick? Do you have a motion to go ahead and put that up on the floor as well?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
And seconded by,
So that 2.5, the original contract value was the 2.2 million, and it had a $230,000 contingency for the total 2.5 authorization. Over the life of the project, we've had a couple of change orders inside that contingency value, and we've extended that through administration and procurement. And then where we are today is we've had some additional projects or additional work, specifically on the Ladies Island Middle School. We added Robin Road that came up during our public comment period about a sidewalk being added on Robin Road. That was not initially conceived, so we've added that scope of work. And then also on Gay Drive and Hazel Farm, some additional, when we paused on the Ladies Island High School, or Beaufort High School access, what we were doing on that area, we made some provisions on the other side of the street at Ladies Island, or excuse me, at Hazel Farm and Gay Drive. So those have been the contracts through date. And so what we have in front of this is a change order, and the next page has some more detail on it, is for additional work, some public life of the contract. So what we're asking for in this approval or authorization of the total amount, which totals $556,000 for your consideration.
and Jared, the 226, that's all added to the scope work. That's not inflation, that's not shortcomings.
No,
It's all
so
adding work
yeah,
to
just work added throughout these projects have been going on for a while, and they've had some twists and turns from various reasons, public comment, council direction, storm drainage, things that we didn't envision initially when we scoped out the project. So that's the basis of what these change orders are for.
Okay. We have a motion and a second. Do we have any other questions?
When do you expect residents would see shovels in the ground to make this a reality? I mean, they're gonna ask you that.
Yeah, so these are, and whether that's 5 feet or 15 feet, we have to go and approach the landowners, each and every landowner. So if there's a road that's a half a mile and has 5 landowners on each side, 10 landowners, for each 15-foot swath or 5-foot swath, we have to approach them, and we get appraisal, we make them an offer, we enter negotiation, we update it, we go back and forth with any negotiation, and then we settle on a price. And we have to do that times 10 or however many parcels are on that road improvement, so.
How many are we estimating on this project? I'm sure it's a high number.
So this
Well,
is
there's
all
four-
four
Yeah, there's
projects.
4 separate projects,
Okay.
so I think it's estimated to be about 100 property
Yeah.
acquisitions. And that's also gonna include our construction easements that we may need to access the property while we go through construction.
And see, that's important for public to know, because they think we just do this. This is what holds up a project.
That's right. And it's just part of doing road work. I mean, it's different than other
Speak to and talk to, because people would be even more mad if we didn't talk to anybody at all and just started putting shovels in people's yards or businesses or parking lots, whatever it might be.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Do we have any other questions?
Yeah. Is there any way that, well, are you planning on?
Thank you.
Phasing in sections, or can you phase in sections and not wait for a
So
complete?
for the most part, we can phase in roads. For instance, Ladies Island Middle School and the sidewalk. Those will have different right-of-ways, and those could be separated. But Ladies Island Middle School itself, we couldn't just go and do the left side and not do the right side.
Right.
So wherever there's an element to phase it, we'll look at, but we'll try to keep a group together.
Fantastic. I see no objection. We'll move right along.
Thank you.
Number 11, recommend approval to council of a transfer of funds between airport accounts and a contract award to Gulfstream Construction for IFB 081424, Beaufort County Executive Airport Site Work Construction Services. How are you?
Excellent. How are y'all today? I had to keep Jared nearby because he's part of this one as well. As you see in the AIS, this is a long-term plan project. In the original ARPA ordinance in 2022, there was $1.5 million allocated to the airports. The airports board has been speaking about this project at length, and now that it is fully designed for the site work, we've put it out for bid. The ARPA funds don't fully cover the project. You see the transfer is part of this request. That is a logistical operation. Even though there's one airports board, there's 2 cash accounts. So the Hilton Head Airport, you guys would have to authorize the movement of $800,000 into the Beaufort Executive Airport account. That would be then transferred back to the Hilton Head account once any reimbursed grants are received.
And just for the public's sake, because we've been talking about a lot of stuff with airports lately, which specific project is this? Because we've been doing a lot of transfers and a lot of stuff on Hilton Head, and now we just started talking
about this. So there were 3 bids. The low bidder was Gulfstream. The other 2 broke out expenses differently, but we have made sure to go through the documents that it is apples to apples. All of the same elements are involved, and the same project will be done.
Awesome. Do we have a motion for
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Please.
a motion?
Second.
And a
Yes.
second, any discussion? Mr. Glover, you let off on that?
No, exactly what you just asked for, a motion, which include the $800,000 plus what has been allocated from ARPA funds, for this project.
Oil's on site. Oil's on site.
Okay. Any other questions? This can be done with no objection? And I see no objection. We'll move on to number 12. Recommend approval to council of a contract award to Gulfstream Construction for IFB 072224 Beaufort County Government Center, the new Arthur Horn parking lot project. And I believe we do have a picture for that as well for them.
I'll make that motion, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, we'll take the motion, Mr. Reed, in a second, and then we'll open.
In 2023, received 2 bids and had some infrastructure delays and rebid it this year. We had 2 bids come in. One we had to disqualify because of licensure. And again, Gulfstream was the low bid after that. We had an initial budget in 2023 of $900,000 and increased that for 2024, expecting some possible increases. Glad to say that we came in under the initial $900,000 that we had put in 2023.
Does that 880 include a contingency?
No, the total contingency with contingency is $968,601,44.
Okay. Perfect. We have a motion. We have a second. Any discussion?
I just want to give you kudos